Good Friday morning. We are back with Fabulous, Fierce, and On Fire. ElenaRarick.com here and
CammieBaker.com.
all right, awesome. So we are, of course, Fabulous, Fierce, and On Fire. How about you, Cammie?
I am Fabulous, Fierce, and On Fire. But Elena, what are you? What is your tagline? Because that's my tagline. Let's see what yours is.
Well, I am in business of transforming lives. So I have, and I can transform lives in personal development, in becoming an author, program developer, public speaker, coaching or consulting. And I also do have a strategic book marketing academy. So that is what I'm about, is I am your transformer. And, I'm not a coach. I'm not a consultant. I'm more of a mentor. So what I have going on is I have created 6 personal development programs. They are being taught in prison and high school. And so then I have my 5 academies that's where I am your transformer. So when someone comes to me and says, this is really what I want to be and this is what I want to do, but they go into that, but I don't know how. And a lot of times people, they have this idea, but they don't have the full vision to back it up. And when they get stuck with that, I don't know how, it always stays an idea. And they never fully bring it to fruition. So that is what I'm all about, is I will transform your life. Tell me what you want to be. Tell me, what your struggles are, what your problems are, and then let's really get into the content that I've spent the last several years creating and really transform your life and make all your dreams come true.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So tell us what, people ask me all the time, well, Cammie, what are you going to do when we work together? What does it look like? Tell me what to say to people. And people get hung up in the skill set of, like you just said, well, what do I do to make that happen? And I would like to hear how you help people get through that process of getting it from their head to their heart, as I like to say, and helping them understand the skill set. All those things are great, and we're going to go through that, but it's the mindset versus skill set.
Here's the thing is, people want help, but they really want their hands held. They don't want to just say, how do I do this? They want you to work with them and hold their hand through the process. It's really what they want. So I have all my academies. I have all the content. People join the membership and all the content's right there in order. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. But they still say, please hold my hand. I know that there's exact instructions how to create a book trailer, for instance, but can you get on the phone with me? Can you really help me? And so here's the deal, is when people join my masterminds and they get all these academies, and plus there's like I haven't put a name to it, but it's like a 6th academy where there's just a bunch of stuff that they need. It really doesn't fit into a specific category, but it's just like great things like what we're talking now. Okay, life lessons, business lessons. So when they join, I don't promise them that I'm going to get on the phone with them, because I can't. I have way too many of them, and I cannot possibly promise that for the price. Now, if somebody wants to pay more money than the membership costs, then I will do that one-on-one and only take a few clients at a time. And I do have some clients like that right now. But what really needs to happen is people have this idea, they want to be an entrepreneur, but they are stuck where they don't know how to self-teach. They quit learning after high school or after college. And so now they have this dream, they have this business, they really want to do it. And then they're, oh, I don't know how. Okay, so I teach you to learn how on your own. So I teach them all these different ways. I teach visionary exercises to really get that visionary mindset going, creative exercises. And this is actually one of the things I say when I do some public speaking on some of my topics, is I ask my audience, who in here feels that you are not creative? Raise your hand. And like so many people raise their hand, they don't think they're creative. And so then I say, well, half of your brain is responsible for creativity. So therefore you're missing half your brain. And then of course it just gets a great laugh and we all joke. So what it is you don't lack creativity. You don't lack being a visionary. You're out of shape. And so it's just like, if you go to the gym every day and you exercise, you're in shape and you can do a half marathon or a full marathon. But it's the same thing with our brain. When we stop learning, stop exercising the brain, we get out of shape. and then we sit back and I don't know how, and then thinking is a chore. It's super hard for people to think. So that's really where I have to start with a lot of my clients, getting them to learn to think again, getting them to learn to do their research, to get on there. You know, the thing I do is people can hire me to do all this for them. I have a publishing company, Otter Publishing New York. And you know what? If you want your book published, it's $800. But why pay me $800 when I can teach you how to do it and it costs you less than $100 and takes you only 20 minutes? So this is what people struggle with is, oh, I can't afford this. Then learn it. If you would learn some things, you know, and I understand last time we talked about collaborating and delegating, but there are some things, especially starting out, that it's 20 minutes. It's not going to.
I want to make a comment about that because that's a huge part of the mindset. See, people, when they're thinking about what is it going to cost me, it's going to cost you. Listen, what is it going to cost you not to do it? Employee mindset or a limited mindset or people who aren't thinking bigger think, what is this going to cost me? What am I going to pay for that? An entrepreneur that's visionary thinking says, what's the investment and what is my return on investment? ROI. ROI is a little bit different. If it costs me $100, but I make $100,000, well, that return on investment is pretty great. And if I get hung up on pinching pennies as opposed to, okay, what is this investment going to return for me? It's real easy to see it when we're buying a property and we put, $10,000 down, but then we have this much equity and it's going to grow over time. And people can visualize and when they can put their hands on it. Well, if I buy a bar of gold and it's this much today, and this is what normally happens, and it goes up and down. But when it comes to their own mindset, they have a hard time understanding that investing in you is what's most important. It's not about because when you invest in you, all that other stuff just comes to you. It's really important that people not say, well, what's it going to cost me? Because the mindset of what is it going to cost me is what's costing you. Ooh, write that down.
And that is such a great point, because one of the things I tell my clients is after they hire me, don't spend another dime. I have clients that are coming to me that have spent $15,000 on other coaches and different things that they thought that they need. For example, just one expense, when I first got into business, I was a week old in business doing what I'm doing now, and someone's like, you need a 1-800 number. So I'm paying like $40 a month or something at that time for a 1-800 number, when I never needed a 1-800 number. No one even knew I existed yet. That LLC hasn't even came in the mail yet. So this is what people get wrapped up into, is everything that they think that they need that they don't. And so when clients come to me, I tell them, don't spend another dime. If you feel that you need this nice shiny thing over here, or somebody is promising you the world with what they can teach you, call me first, and I will let you know if that is an investment or if you're spending money. Because we got to stop the bleeding. We got to stop spending. And so everything that I have for my target audience, the people that I can help, I can give you everything you need. The one thing you're going to have to invest in at the end is marketing. There's no way around it. You got to pay for some marketing. And so in my program, to help my clients get over that obstacle of, oh my gosh, I need $2,000 a month to market this, to really get an ROI. Well, what we do is a referral program. So when somebody refers a new client to my masterminds, they get $1,000. They get $1,000 just for telling their friend or their acquaintance that, hey, you got to join this mastermind. It's great. They get $1,000. So now they can bank that. So when they're ready for their marketing, they now have the money to invest in their marketing. But and that is what so many entrepreneurs get trapped in, is just spending on things that they don't need, but they're trying to grasp at anything they can and buy up everything they can to get to their success, when they don't even know exactly what that looks like yet.
I was just talking with a woman yesterday about marketing. She kept saying marketing, what's she going to do to market? And I had to ask her, well, what do you mean by marketing? Because marketing means something different to everyone. And depending on what the specialty, what the product, what the service, what it is that the individual is doing, we talk a lot in this industry about sell it and then create it. Sell it and then create it. Sell it and then create it. And so if you do something that is better, that you can teach someone else so that they can do it better, faster, quicker, with less pain. Instead of a 3-year learning curve, you can shorten their learning curve to 3 months. Then you are a consultant or a mentor or a coach. And if that's your line of work, for example, then, and you know in your heart that what you have to offer will shorten that person's learning curve, then sell them a package and create it as you go along. Every time I work with someone, you have a real solidified outline system. And I've got, different coaching programs where if it's a group of people, yeah, you got to have a system. This is the first call, this is the second call, etc. But when it's one-on-one, there really is no formula, because every time we get on the call, the collaboration of the energy that flows and swirls around. One of the things I came up with the other day, I had a download that said, you know what? I would rather take a step back so that I can move forward 3 steps powerfully, as opposed to standing right here and spinning my wheels. I can stand right here and spin my wheels and be on that hamster roll. I can just keep treading water. So some of my clients that I'm working with right now, when I first got involved, women who are very, very powerful, a little bit of a masculine energy, meaning we're doers, go, make it happen, manifest. So I get in relationships with these women that, hey, Kami, we're going to do this. I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And we start down this path of let's do this. And then a week or 2 into it, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Take a deep breath. Let's step back and take a bigger bird's eye view of this picture. Okay, now we can step forward 3 times because we took a step back to step forward. When I get on there and I start getting on the hamster wheel with them, oh yeah, let's go do that. We start treading water. So after a week or 2, we take a step back because now we kind of know what her thoughts are, where she wants to go, what he wants to do. I coach men too. And I get that vision. I like to say I'm the GPS. We know where we are today. Where is it that you're wanting to go? If I know where that is, when I know where that is, then I'm the GPS that guides you, because just like a plane that's going from New York to London, that plane does not make a straight shot. It veers off. And if it gets off 1 degree, it's ending up in Australia. Mm-hmm. And so I'm the GPS that says, okay, wait a minute, we just got off a degree. Let's get back on. Oh, look, we went that way a little bit. That's okay. It's a nice experience, fun. Okay, let's get back on. And that's what helps the people. It's same thing with me. Do not invest with a coach or a mentor or a trainer or anyone else who is not themselves personally being mentored.
Absolutely.
Because that is a lack of integrity. So my mentor, I'll be doing the same thing. Here's what I'm doing, and I'm going to go do this, and I'm doing this tour, and I'm speaking, and I'm doing that, and I'm going to be on this radio and this TV show, and I'm all over the place. And she'll say, well, Kami, did you consider this? And I'll go, row? No, Shaggy, I didn't think about that. My head spins around a couple of times, and I am very quickly, hold on. Okay, my ego's in the way. I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm all over the place. And she just says 1 30-second something that stops me in my tracks. And I think, oh, you know what? I am not the great I am. I do need guidance. I do need help. I do need someone to help me see, because the tree is right here and there's a whole big forest going on. And because I'm standing up against the tree, I can't see it. So I need somebody to say, Kami, did you consider this? Ooh, look at all that yumminess. No, I didn't. And that's why people now are learning that mentors like yourself, coaches, trainers, masterminds are so important to help do that so that they can see the bigger picture.
Great points all along the way. I'm going to conquer this one first. Not trusting your mentor if they are not being taught, then they're not continuing their education. And that is a dangerous ground to play on. I want a mentor who is a life studier, who is always learning and growing. Because if my mentor stops learning and growing, then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop at their level, or I'm going to go have to hire somebody else. So if I, build this relationship with my mentor and then I become wiser and smarter than them, now I'm going, well, now who do I hire to help me? I'd rather just keep that same person and let them continue to grow me as they grow. And that's one of the things I promise my group. One, they don't have to keep spending money, and there's a lot of investments they don't have to make, because guess what? I just bought that course and I'm going to take it. And now guess what I can do for my clients? I can add another academy. I can continue to help them grow and keep going. And so you have to, you know, it's exactly that. If you find someone who doesn't have a mentor, they are, I would say they're a phony.
Well, and frankly, the more I mentor and coach, the more I am a student. The more I know I don't know, and the more I know I need to know, and the more I love to go learn. And just like you said, you go take a class and now you have more information to share. Almost like Mama Bird goes out and gets a worm and she comes back and feeds it to the baby birds. But here's the thing, I'm somebody else's baby bird. Yeah. So I'm feeding it to the people that I'm like, oh my God, look at this yummy thing that I just learned. Yeah, I invested. I like to use the word invested, not spent, not cost or any of that. I invested $2,000 or $5,000 to do this thing. And here's a couple of the yummy nuggets I want to share with you. Well, whoever I invested $2,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 with to learn that thing, they invested $25,000 or $50,000 to be in a mastermind where they brainstormed it and got that thing to give to me so I can give to them. And so it's just a continual flow of in, out, in, out. If we're not flowing.
And here's the thing, if we, okay, so if we have a mentor, what makes our clients go, and I'm going to answer this, but what makes our clients go, well, why wouldn't I just use your mentor if your mentor knows more than what you do? Because here's the thing, one, the mentor doesn't know everything I know because he's teaching me a lot, or she, but also because they're not ready for that. They need to learn what I know. And now once they learn what I know, now they're ready for that next piece. I can't shove 5 different academies at one time down my client's throat. It's, here's the 5 academies. We need to start here. We need to start with writing your book. Forget going out and speaking. You need a book before you get out there and speak if you actually want to come out looking like an expert, because that's what a book does for you. It makes you look like an expert. And now you have something to sell when you're doing your free speaking engagements, because everyone starts with free speaking engagements. You have to practice. If you say, I'm going to be a public speaker and I'm going to charge $2,000 or even $500 is where a lot of them start. I'm going to charge $500 and you've never practiced at social clubs and you go and you bomb it, which you will your first time, you're not going to be worth $500 your first time, more than likely. Now you just ruined your reputation because whoever paid you that $500 is ticked off because you were not worth that $500. And so we gotta slow it down and say, here's step by step what you need to learn. And by the time you're ready for what I'm learning, then I'll have that for you. But you're not even ready for this. There's different levels of where you're at mentally and what you're even ready for. If you stepped into success overnight, what happens? You win the lottery, it ruins people's lives. They're not ready for it. They stepped into a high place way too soon. And so that's the great part, is using a mentor who is just steps ahead of you. Just steps ahead of you. 3 to 7 levels ahead of you, you can handle that. But if you're hiring a mentor that's 20 steps ahead, you're going to get frustrated because it's too much wisdom too quick.
Well, and not only that, but if your mentor doesn't have a mentor, then somewhere along the line, maybe they feel like they are the supreme being, and who wants to be taught by someone who thinks that they're so smart that they don't need to grow and learn anymore. I was in the middle of an email with somebody the other day that for about 4 years, we've been playing a little back and forth. It's a long story, but he says, my people just don't come to class anymore. I don't think they'd be interested. And I said, wow. What a sad place to be. I hope my ego never gets so large, so overblown that I feel like I don't need to go to class anymore. I said, I love to be in a room with people that are like-minded, with 50 or 100 or 500 or 1,000 people where the energy is swirling and there's brainstorming and masterminding going on. That's why I'm Seminar Junkie Queen. And also, you have to stop going to class and go to work. And I love what you said about, why wouldn't I use your mentor? Well, the other thing about that is, like you said, there are certain things that people will get from you that they won't get from me. And there's certain people that will hear what I say and not even understand what you're saying. And that's the beauty of how abundant and prosperous this world is. When we talk about we're not competing, we're collaborating, I'm doing a couple of events in Boston coming up in October, and both of them, ironically, are being put on by videographers. They have their own networking groups. Each of them saw me speak about a month ago. Both of them at the same event said, hey, would you come speak at my event? Would you come speak at my event? Yes, yes. Both videographers, but totally different styles, totally different ways of visualizing and marketing and talking to me. One of them I'm talking to almost on a daily basis and collaborating. One of them stays behind the camera and can't really communicate as well. And so there's just all that going on out there. And yeah, I'm all over the place. So I just think that's great. Tell us more, Lena.
You brought up something about collaborating, and I have to think for a minute what I was going to say, because you say so many great things. It's like, where do I start from here? Collaborating. Yeah. Going back to, well, they're my competition, or, there are two videographers. One of my clients, she wants to own a publishing company. Well, by gosh, I own a publishing company. Guess what? I'm teaching her all my secrets. I'm teaching her to do exactly what I do and to be successful at it. And one of our big projects that we have going on right now with my publishing company is that we go into the schools. So right now it's about a 5th grade level, but we'll do any level. And I go in for a couple hours and I teach them about writing, publishing, and printing. Then all the kids write a short story. We put them together almost like a Chicken Soup for the Soul type of book with all the short stories in it. We publish it. And then the kids go out and do a fundraiser with it. And
get the hell out of here.
No, and the school's profit margin on this is about $14,000.
Wow.
Yes. And so it's just a really great thing. Well, guess what I did? I hired her to be one of my speakers who goes into the school. Yeah, she owns a publishing company, but why not collaborate? Because guess what? I can reach more schools. She can do what she loves doing, and she's still getting paid from my company, and now she can take what she gets paid from me to invest in her publishing company and continue to grow it. And so
that is, wow.
That's what I do for my clients. My clients, they want to do what I do. So I teach them how to be the best, how to do what I do. I teach them how to beat the competition. If they're going to see it as competition, how to be better, how to, it's as an entrepreneur, we're problem solvers. We look for a problem. We hear somebody say, well, this frustrates me, or I don't like this, or I hate this. And we hear that and we say, how can I solve that?
I was just doing a speaking event yesterday, and I teach people how to net play, and I'm at networking events, teaching them how to take the work out of network to net play their way to success and all that fun stuff. And that's the big umbrella. Oh, they bring me in because they want to learn better tips on how to communicate better, how to make a good first impression, how to create conversations, how to follow up, blah, 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 all the skill stuff. But the guy who was putting on the event brings over his a woman who is working in his organization that's kind of like shadowing him. She's in her 20s, very, very beautiful, very, very young, and very, very not confident as a professional business person. And so he puts her in front of me, and I'm talking to her, and she's talking like this. And when she goes up at the end of our conversations, and so as we're talking, she says, do you have any pointers for me? And I said, are you open to coaching? Because you want to ask people. And she said, yes. And I said, well, my first observation is that you're really beautiful. And when you go up at the end of your conversations, people aren't taking you seriously. Because there's these little things that go on in people's lives that we need to help them notice. And so I said, there is something powerful about a downswing. It shows you have authority. You know what you're talking about. It shows that confidence. And so you're talking about how people want what you have. They want to know how to be a publisher. They want to know how to write a book. They want to know all those yummy good things that you've already done. And for me, they see the confidence. They see when I walk in the room, I own it. And it's not because of the great I am. It's just that I am fearless.
Yeah.
I am fierce, I'm fabulous, and I'm on fire. And I feel that way. And I'm not concerned about what anybody else thinks. I'm not there to impress anyone. I am there to do my thing. And because the confidence is there, it just radiates out. And I end up working with people that say, you know what? I want what you have. I want you to teach me how you got from, hey, and listen, I'll be really honest. I come from a place of addiction. 15, 20 years ago, you wouldn't be looking at this same face. I don't even want to go to that depth of where I was. But the fact is, it's those of us who have had a journey that you got to have a breakdown to have a breakthrough. You got to break down to break through. Break down, be willing to break down so that you can have a breakthrough. It's that huge ego that people have. Well, I don't want to look bad. I don't want people to make fun of me. I don't want people to judge me and all that stuff. Okay, fine. Keep that facade right here that you're perfect and that everything's okay, and stay right there and never grow. You got to put that down and say, you know what? I'm willing. I'm willing to be open. I'm willing to be vulnerable. I'm willing to be coached. Just like this young woman yesterday, she's making $70,000, even where she's at. She wants to make over $100,000, and I can help her do that based on very simple things, just like helping her with the downswing.
Yeah.
So when she's talking with people, she also knows where to put the pause and the
power in
conversation, so that people are drawn in to what she has to say. Very, very basic human body language on tonality and words that people don't think about. On a subconscious level they do, because they think, you know what, I don't like that guy, he rubs me the wrong way. It's because of his body language, it's because of how he's talking. When he hires a coach who understands how this works, then he can stop rubbing people the wrong way, because his language and his body language is what's turning them off.
Yeah, and you know what, there's power in the pause. And when I teach my clients the Public Speaking Academy, I have them do a video where they are not allowed to say, you know, okay, so in the wrong place. Like, I'm so happy. What is so? So is therefore. You're therefore happy, you know, so using things in the right place. Well, when they do a video, their pauses are extraordinarily long because they're not used to that. They think that you have to just talk, and this, and there can't be silence. But you have to slow down, and you have to give people a chance to process what you're saying. And that pause allows them to process that powerful statement you just said before moving on to the next powerful statement you're going to say. And then you talked about her high-pitched, whatever she does, you do it good, but she goes high at the end. I was actually just working with one of my clients on this yesterday, and I actually hired one of my clients. So now she's going through my academies, and I hired her as a coach. She's a love coach. And who doesn't love to talk about love, right? And everybody can use the marital help. So anyways, she is my client, or I am her client, and she is mine now. And that's the great part about having clients who want to coach, because you can pick all the different categories you want coaches from, you know, and get to hire your own people, which is great. But when we are talking on the phone with each other, she is stern, but very loving, but she speaks from her gut that, no, you can't do that. This is the way it is. Well, you know, that more direct. But when she does a video to teach online, she's like, hi, everybody, how are you? And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that? That's not you. You know, and so teaching her just that simple trick of passion comes from the gut. Excitement and happiness is up here, hi. But that's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to release your passion to your people and to teach them. And so I have to, you know, conversate with her yesterday about who you are with me on the phone is who the world needs to see. Because that is you, and that is what has impact.
I hate to do this, but somebody's knocking on my door. I'll be right back, or they're going to beat on it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's see, what else can I talk about? Oh, she talked about earlier about not having a structured program, and you know, see it right in the middle. I was talking about earlier, and we'll wrap it up after this, because I think we're probably over our 20 minutes again. But earlier you talked about not having a set program and being a reactive coach is what I call it. And so you being more of a reactive coach, okay, here's where you want to get to, let's strategize and plan. And see, I'm the opposite. I can't function that way. For example, I was looking at marketing companies to hire, and of course I went with Ronald. But some of these marketing companies were, well, it's $6,000 for me to put a game plan together for you. Why don't you already have a game plan? Why don't you have a system in place? This is how you do marketing. Why would I pay you $6,000 for what you should already know that you're going to do? And so that's worse with me. But then I have clients who they prefer to be the reactive coach too. And that's where you're going to get clients that I can't get because they relate to that reactive. And then there's people like me where I'm like, I need to see your program. I need to see your structure. I need to see where A to Z goes. So it's very two different. And that's what makes us great to collaborate, because I learned so much from you and how you do things, and we coach each other, you know, just through being friends and collaborating. We definitely coach each other through things. And it really, all aspects of this really, really helps.
Well, and the beautiful thing about hanging out with like-minded people is you can coach each other. I think the mistake that a lot of people make, that I made for years, and that I'm sure some of our viewers can relate to, is trying to get advice from people who don't have that what you want. Wouldn't you agree that your brokest friend who is living paycheck to paycheck and can't go to the movies with you because they can't afford a $12 movie ticket is the one that's trying to give you financial advice?
All right, I gotta tap on this one. Advice versus counsel. So many people are taking advice when they should be taking counsel. It's like, if I wanted to move to Alaska and learn to snow ski, and I go ask my buddy who lives in Florida and water skis what he thinks, he's going to give me some advice, you know, because he's never been snow skiing. If I want to know, do I want to go snow ski, I need to go ask an expert who lives in Alaska and is snow skiing, what's it like? And will my personality like it? What's your personality? That's counsel. And that is where people get themselves in so much trouble, as they want advice from anybody. I mean, even financials. Look at financials. People hire financial advisors who live paycheck to paycheck. I'm not going to hire you because you're not where I want to be. If I'm going to hire a financial advisor, they're going to be a multi-millionaire, because that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
And that is such a powerful lesson. Okay, back to you, Kim. I had to say all that because I knew you were going to get on another topic by the end, and I missed my.
But it's so true. I mean, when you get advice from someone who doesn't have that what you want, I've got someone right now who's presented something to me that they want to coach me on, and I look at what they're doing, and frankly, they're not doing that which they want to coach me on. So you already own a publishing company. You've already published books. You already understand how to edit. You are in a place where you can teach people how to do that. I communicate. I know how to conversate with someone in a way that leads to collaboration, hence why we're on this call right now,
right,
which you and I did together. And so I can teach people from a place of, I actually do this. I've done it. I live it. I breathe it. I eat it. I'm in the shit of it. Like, I'm right in the thick of things. And so when people hire me, I'm doing it from a place of authenticity, genuine counsel. Here's an example. Difference between a tour guide and a travel agent. Travel agent sits in the office, tells you, you should go there. I think you should go there. Here's a beautiful brochure. Why don't you go over there? Travel agent will tell you what they've heard about the Bahamas and what they think about the Alaskan cruise. Travel agent has never been on the Alaskan cruise and hasn't been to the Riviera.
Love it.
Tour guide says, here, give me your hand. I'm going to take you down the back roads. I'm going to take you the quicker way. I'm going to help you avoid that pothole that I've already hit a couple of times when I was here in town. I'm going to take you to the best places to eat, to the best views from the mountain, because I've been here. I have done that, and I can show. I got goosebumps all down my legs. I can take you where I've already been, and I can take you there faster, a more beautiful route, cheaper, or with better experiences, or whatever that is. So do you want someone giving you advice about something that they've never done but heard about? Or do you want somebody giving you counsel because they have not only been there and done that, but they got the battle scars and the proof that they've done it, been there, and can help you do it faster and more efficiently?
Well, Cami, we are definitely fabulous, fierce, and on fire. And on that note, we are going to sign off. On the thing to ponder today, we're going to leave you with, is travel agent versus tour guide. Absolutely love it. You have a genius mindset. Love it. LenaRarick.com, signing off, and
KimiBaker.com.
have a great weekend. See you next Friday.
Bye.